I grow up, I want to be a fashion designer. I want to be a monster truck driver. Woody. When I grow up, I want to be a dance teacher. A pet fireman. When I grow up, I want to be a dancer.
When I grow up, I want to be a fireman.
When I grow up, I want to be a mommy. When I grow up, I'm going to be a policeman.
I got diagnosed December 26th of 2008. I had been doing the Rose Theater's production of Berenstain Bears, and my mom came to see the last show, and I looked very pale and white.
Not my daughter, not Lindy. It's probably something minor. I was losing weight, and if I look back at photos of that birthday, you can tell that I had kind of gray skin, sunken in. I didn't look like a happy, healthy little 3-year-old.
Type 1 diabetes is a disease that they can get when their pancreas stops producing insulin, so their blood sugars are very high, while most normal people who do not have type 1 diabetes, theirs can range from like 80 to 150, while we range from like 200 to 600 before we even know that we have diabetes. Because your pancreas has stopped, you have to start taking insulin shots to make sure your blood sugar can be normal, 80 to 150. And you also have to check your blood sugar to make sure, you're doing everything right.
Yesterday night, I poked my finger all by myself for my snack, and I got some dollars.
The physical pain involved with diabetes is dealing with finger pricks.
I usually use all of them, except for my pinky.
Some of the anxiety I had off of diabetes is like passing out from blood sugars being too low. And because of that, I was testing up to 30 times a day, when most people do 4 to 6.
Do you have to prick your fingers with your diabetes? No? Yes? Which ones? Can you show me? Just hold it up.
Do you use at night? Okay.
This one.
Hold it right up for him. Hold it right
Can you
up.
say this one?
I favor my 4, more like 8 fingers that I can use.
8 times a day, times 365 days a year, times 25 years. That's a lot of finger pricks.
I get shots. I have shots.
I do give myself my own shots unless it's in my arm, but I can do my stomach and my leg.
6 shots a day, times 365 days a year, times how many years? With the pump, that's wonderful because now it's just changing that site every 2 days as opposed to 6 pricks a day.
I have a pump.
A pump.
When I would have to use the insert to enter it into my body, it had a needle, so I could feel it piercing through my skin. And you'd have to pull the needle out, and I could feel it I'd gotten so used to it, I could start telling when it was coming out, and you could feel the needle slipping out of that tubing. So it was very, you felt like a snake was coming out of you.
And you can go around your abdomen like a clock. And the sites should typically be about 2 inches away from where it was last time. So I kind of go left to right and up to down.
Diabetes, I do have to say, it stings a lot to have to break your finger, to have to give shots.
You kind of start to feel like a human pincushion after a while.
The thing that bothers me the most about diabetes is not being able to go somewhere without having to drag all that stuff.
A blood glucose monitor, the poker, the lancets, the strips, your insulin pump, glucose in case you get low, glucagon in case you have non-responsive low. You can no longer carry a tiny little handbag with cute sparkles. It has to be big enough to have the check kit and the glucose and the juice box. It's just so much more to think about. As a child, it's all about how you're going to survive in school. How do your teachers know what to do with a high or with a low? Do they know what to do if you don't eat your whole school lunch.
If I were to be over at someone else's house and they didn't know how to do the shot and I passed out, and that would just freaks me out. Even thinking about it would just freak me out.
As you grow up, the challenges become more complex, a little bit more emotional.
I can sometimes feel alone because none of my close friends have diabetes, so they don't understand what I'm going through.
In high school, it's mainly about friends and how do I fit in and are they going to accept me and do they know?
I feel like I've never really met someone where I can just say, it stinks. Diabetes stinks. I can't let out my real emotions because I feel like I have to be that a person that is very strong about it. It's like I'm trying to handle it, but I would like to talk to someone and be like, it stinks.
Sometimes it's easy to dwell on that. And why me? Why now?
Well, I just don't. I mean, it's kind of, why did I get it? I think it stinks that I have it and that it's just controlling me. And so I wish I could go back to being a girl that wouldn't have to worry about it, because that would just be nice.
In college, for the parent, I think it's like, dear God, how will they live alone?
And not have to worry that this is, down the road going to college and being scared to pass out.
My mom would call every single morning. Good morning, are you okay? What was your blood sugar? Are you awake?
Or, having a career and, I'm always scared that someone's gonna be like, well, you have diabetes, so, what if you passed out and we needed you to do this thing?
To maybe have a low at your desk or have a low on a work day and have them maybe not know what to do or not know how to handle it, or worse yet, make them uncomfortable around you.
It's just kind of controlling me, so that stinks.
My name is Katie and I'm 6. I'm Trenton and I'm 5 years old. My name is Eliana and I'm 5. My name's Wyatt. I'm Jillian and I'm 7 years old.
What's your name, bud?
I'm Will and I'm 4 years old. My name is Audrey and I'm 5.5.
My name is Noel and I am 7 years old.
These little faces grow up, and they're adults living with type 1 diabetes every day. The attention goes away, but the disease doesn't go away. There are fabulous things on the horizon. And if you're going to be a diabetic, now's the time to do it. Think of how far we've come just in the last 30 years. It's totally different. It's much more positive experience, I think, than what it used to be. My little tidbit to parents of little ones would be, it's so heartbreaking to poke their finger or give them a shot, but they'll be fine. They're resilient. And to the adults who are diagnosed later in life, my heart hurts for them because they remember. They remember not having to think about this. And I don't know what to tell them other than that it's okay. If I can do it, you can do it. And in some ways, the little ones are more of an inspiration than the older ones. If a 3-year-old can do this, you can do this. Most certainly.
Just because I have diabetes doesn't mean I'm any different from any other kid. I can be anything I want. I can be anything I want.
I could be anything that I want.
I can be anything I want. I can be anything I want. I can be anything I want. I can be anything I want.
They can, of course they can. Maybe they can't be an astronaut or be a pilot or be in the military, but there are other ways to serve your country. You can do whatever you want and be just fine.